So I'm again here with some interview questions related to AS400. So it's a part 11 video. I already uploaded part 1 till part 10. So you can have a look onto those questions on my channel. So let's start with the part 11 video and let's move on to the questions one by one. What is the purpose of level check parameter in a physical file? So level check parameter is basically uh, available in the create pf command. So whenever I am creating a physical file, then I can specify whether to check for the level identifier of a physical file. So level identifier gets created when a physical file gets created. So uh, in case if I am using that physical file in one of my program, and if I specified level check parameter star yes, then the level identifier gets matched with the level identifier which is saved by the program. So for example, I created one physical file and then I created a program, and then uh, then the level identifier gets saved into that program of a physical file. So next time when the program gets called and a physical file gets opened, the level identifier would get checked based upon this parameter, level check parameter. So if it is yes, it would get checked. If it is not yes, it would not get checked, and you will be getting the errors based upon that. So in future, if you have changed your pf and the level identifier gets changed, and you have defined the level check parameter star yes, then you must have to recompile your programs wherever that physical file is used. So in case if you are not recompiling, you will be getting the level check errors. That's the answer for this question. What is the file information data structure in AS400? So file information data structure is INFDS. So let me tell you, we can define a file information data structure INFDS for each and every file which we are declaring in our RPG program. So it basically makes that file information available to us. If any error exceptions related to the files occurring, that would be available to us using this file information data structure, and any feedback information which we want, we would be getting using this file information data structure. PSDS. What is PSDS? Program status data structure. So PSDS is basically data structure through which we can make our program, RPG program, available the errors or the exceptions which are occurring in the program. For example, if an exception or the error occurs like divide by 0, array index out of bound, or invalid date, time, or whatever error you are getting, you can handle those errors in your PSSR subroutine. So PSDS basically retrieves you those information to the program, and then you can code that in handle that in PSSR subroutine. So basically it makes you available the program errors or the exceptions. So one PSDS can be defined per module because it has to be defined in the main source section. What is a array in AS400? So array is basically which stores something similar, like similar set of data types. So if you are creating an array, then that either has to be character or numeric, whatever, but it only stores those character array or the numeric numbers if a numeric array. So it basically stores the identical elements. Types of array are there are three types of arrays in the AS400. First one is compile time, second is pre-run time, third is runtime. So you can have a look into the compile time, pre-run time, and runtime arrays on my channel, because I already uploaded videos on this. So let's move on to the next question. what is the difference between non-join logical file and join logical file? Non-join lf, join lf. So if I would say non-join lf, so we cannot non-join lf, so we are not joining lfs to this, so we can perform insert, update or delete operations to this using the non-join lf, but we cannot perform the insert, update or delete operation using join lf. So dfu is available for this, but for join lf dfu is not available. Record formats can be from 1 to 32. We can mention or we can have 1 to 32 record formats in a non-join lf, but in join lf we would be having only one record format. Now if I would say commit, we can perform the commitment control under this, but we cannot perform the commitment control on the join lf. So that's the difference between these between join lf and non-join lf. As you can see, I already explained there but didn't written there. What is access path in the ASP.NET? So access path is basically a path or the way, or you can say sequence through which we will be reading a file. So whenever a file gets created, an access path gets created to access that file. So it's just an order in which a file gets read by a program. So basically access path can be a permanent access path or a temporary one. So whenever we are creating the pf or lf, then that for those pf and lf, we have the objects permanently existed in the system or in the IBM I machine. So in that case, that would be the permanent access paths. But in case of for example, we have open query option, so we are creating we are subsetting some data using that open query file command, and then we are basically trying to create a temporary access path which gets created during the open query file execution, command execution, and gets discarded or deleted once that command executed successfully. So that's the access path thing. What are the record format field mapping options in copy file? So we have different options like star map, star drop, star no check. I think this one CVT-SRC, this one is there. So you can have a look, or you can verify this. Star map is basically when we have two files and we are copying from file and to file. So in case if from file have 5 fields and to file have 6 fields, so it will map those 5 fields to the to file and then copy that. And for the 6th field, whatever, if that 6 field have the default keyword specified and some default value specified, then that would be specified to that fields, or if not specified, then numeric, for numeric it's 0, or for character it's blank, would be populated, for which there is no mapping from file and to file fields. And in case it is null capable, then the null values would be copied. Drop is basically now here in this case it's basically we are dropping to populate those fields. For example, in map, star map, if we specify star map, we are copying the mapping fields, but the non-mapping fields would get populated with the 0, blank, and the default values or the null values. But here in this case, if we specify star map or drop, then only it copies the mapping fields to the from the file from and to file, so from file to the to file, but it leaves the unmapping field. So the unmapping field would be either null or 0 based upon null capable field, or non-null capable field, then it would be 0 or blank for numeric or character correspondingly. For no check, so for example, if we are copying two different files, so they may have two different record formats, so we are copying two different files, so it would basically not check for anything. So it just copy from file to the to file from left to right, and this may cause the errors as well. So for this purpose you would be um, using no check. Star CVT SRC is something different than all these three, because in those three star map, drop and no check, we are basically copying from the data file to the data file in from or to file, but here the thing is something different. So if you are copying the data file to a source file, or copying from a source file to a data file, we are using the star CVT SRC option. So basically it convert the source to the data, or the data to the source. So it copies the source from the from source file to the data file, or from the data file to the source file. So we specify this option. What is the default access path of a file? So whenever we are creating a file, if we do not mention the access path, the default access path would be immediate maintenance access path. You can check this on your machine. Can level check error occurs if we do CHGPF? Answer would be no. It depends upon parameter, upon level check parameter. So if we specify the level check parameter as star yes, then only the error occur. If we do not specify that, then no error occurs, because that level check parameter first gets checked, then only the level identifiers would get verified during the open of that file in the program which is currently running. So let's move on to the next question. Question 10. How can we arrange duplicate records in a file? So if we have duplicate records in a file, we can arrange them in several ways. Like we have some file level keywords which are FCFO, first come first out, first in first out, FIFO, and last in first out, LIFO. So we have arranged those duplicate records in these orders. How to see all the record formats used in a file? So to see all the record formats, we would be using the SPFD, and in type option we would be specifying star record format to see all the record formats of that file. So how to see all the members of a file? So the same command is used to see all the members, the SPFD, but in type we would be specifying star MBR list. What is a source physical file? So source physical file in IBM I is an object. So whenever we are how do we creating that? Create srcpf. So we would be specifying the record length. So the default record length for the RPGLE sources is 112, and for RPG it's 92, or for physical files or CL programs it's 92. So whenever we are it's an object, so it basically stores the source members in it. So we can have maximum 3, 2, 7, 6, 8 members, source members in it, but those source members do not have any object. So if we check with work object on those source members, we would not be finding that object of a source member. So if any lock occurs on that source member, so you have to check the lock on that source physical file, not on that member. So in case if you have created that the object of that source member, then you would be able to see the object. If you have only created the source member, you won't be able to see the object for that. there would be no object for the source members. So basically it stores the sources. The next question is, what QGPL is QGPL a user library or a system library? It's a user library. It's not a system library. What is library? In AS400, so library is an object in AS400 which stores, so whenever you are calling a program, you must be specifying from where to call that program. So those programs objects would get created or resides in some library, so that is a library in AS400. So there are many types of libraries in AS400. So basically what I would say more about libraries, it's an object. So there is an library QSys, which is a system library, and that contains other libraries. So we cannot create a library object inside a library, but there is only one library QSys inside which there we can create the libraries object. So whatever libraries we are creating as a user, that are the user libraries, would be created inside the QSys, and then those libraries holding our objects, our program objects, our file objects, and all those things, all other things. So types of library would be, and the library name, as I say that the QSys is the system library which is supplied by the IBM, and that is star. So the system libraries are those libraries which are starts with the either Q or hash. So there are types of libraries would be system, product, current, and what I would recalling the last one, that is user. So system library is something which is supplied by the IBM, like QSys help, or starting with the hash, and the product library which is again a IBM supplied library, but that would get added to the library list only when those products gets used, and then removed once that program, whatever the program which is initiated using that product gets finished, then the library gets removed automatically by that product. So the current library is your library in which you are doing your changes, your work, whatever you are creating objects, that is the current library. User library is something which we create using the create_lib command. So that not starts with Q and that not starts with hash. How many libraries can be there in the library list? So there are 40 total libraries can be on a library list, including 15 system libraries, and the rest would be the user. What is RPG? So RPG is a report. It's an high level language, and RPG full form is report program generator. What is data area and how it is used in RPG program? So data area is an object which stores the data, and we can use the data area to share data between various resources, between various programs. And what I would say, whenever I'm using the data area, I would be using star navvar to define that in our RPG program, and we can use in to read that in RPG program, and out opcode to write or update that data area. So whenever we applied in, we would be reading the data from the data area. We would be applying out in RPG. We would be writing or updating the data area. So data area would be created using the create data area command. It would get changed using the change data area command, and we can retrieve the data area in CL as well using retrieve data area command. So for deleting the data area, either I can go for delete object or I can go for delete data area, something command. Now 19th question is, which program, RPG or CL, is efficient to update a transaction onto a database file and why? So as we all know that in CL we cannot perform the insert update things on a file easily, but nowadays we have options to use the run SQL statement, or we can execute the SQL statement, but instead of that we cannot perform native IO like things on the CL. So we would go for the RPG, because RPG provides that flexibility to go for input output way, and we can perform the update things based upon the particular records. What is the purpose of using indicators? So whenever we are using indicators, so either an indicator would be a result of something, or it would be there on some conditions. So it if a condition satisfies, then this condition gets on, this indicator gets on. Or the control level indicators, L1 till L9 we have level indicators, so that is controlling the operations of or the transactions of something, or a file, or a process. So that would be the control level indicators for controlling things. So these are the purposes of the indicators in RPG. So I think that's all. I covered all the 20 questions related to this session, or for interview related questions for Ace Founded. So that's all. Thank you and have a nice time.